hard weather to get here today. That was hard. You must be so dedicated. I can't believe we're already here another month. You guys sold this out March 18th. March 18th. It was already sold out for April. So newsflash, make sure and sign up for March or for May. So May is almost there as well. And so that just is a reminder of all of us, the beautiful things that are happening in this very room. So I want to know who's in the room. So where are my AI curious, right? No one, I didn't want to call you beginners, right? No one wants to be a beginner, right? AI curious, awesome, good. All right, my AI users, right? Guess what? Everybody's in, because everyone is actually, you're using it, Amazon, Netflix, come on, yes, you are, right? And my builders, where are my builders, right? Builders, keep your hands up for a minute. The rest of you in the room, you better make best friends with these builders, right? Best friends with these builders. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. It's always really good to understand who's in the room and being able to see each other and network with each other. We love the wide range of individuals, from students to boomers and everyone in between, of being able to build this community and the output that's happening with it. A couple things we want to go through with you is, one, first and foremost, we have to thank UC. I saw Dr. Kelly Cohen somewhere in here. There he is. All right, everyone, Dr. Kelly Cohen, raise your hand there. Dr. Kelly Cohen is absolutely incredible. He's been in AI for over 30 years. Yes, AI has been around that long. And we could not do this without UC and their support in the digital futures community here. Please, please, please know that there is amazing AI research and AI biolabs happening right here in this building. This is why we love being able to be hosted here. We could not do this without UC, so thank you, UC. And also thank you to Brad and Charlie. You guys are here from Seven Hills Technology. They absolutely were immediately like, hey, we want to be involved, what we can do to help. I'm like, yes, I'm self-funding this. I will take your money, please. So they've been very, very supportive of our food and all the things, photography and videography, all the things that put on an event is not free. So thank you so much. And same for Big Kitty Labs. Big Kitty Labs is actually based out of Columbus and doing a lot of work down here. Another incredible group. Tashar actually spends Saturdays with myself and Sabrina. We do planning to make sure every single month we're just achieving more and more throughout this community. And Tashar has offered to actually build us our own little home base of a website. So we're really, really happy about his work and giving in time of time and treasure. So we really appreciate both of them and could not do that without them. And so going through the who's here, what about from a business's standpoint? Anyone consider themselves small business, medium-sized business, small mid, right? Enterprise, got to, all right, awesome, good. Again, it's really nice to be able to see the landscape of who's here, because I usually get asked, they're like, well, who's in the room? I'm like, you just gotta be there. And then going through impact. So if you would pull out your phone, we want to take a little bit, this is something that we're seeing time and time again in being together. People are learning, people are finding jobs, right? People are actually being able to find partnerships, finding clients. Those things are happening in the room. So kind of let us know. We'll launch that. Join first and we'll launch it so you can go in and give us a little live survey of the impact, right? The value impact that you're getting through this community, whether in person or offline. So I'll give you a little break there, a little minute to pull that up. Gotta feed the hamster.
Oh, you know what? I didn't have the question today.
That's hilarious.
I did this morning.
This is classic. This is why we need human in the loop, right? This is classic. I love it. No worries. We have data from that last month as well. No worries. So you can, in our group, we have a group on LinkedIn. You can kind of share like quick little sound bites in there, or no worries. No worries at all. So you can give us that. You can give us feedback. There's all kinds of ways to give us feedback. So no sweat. And then really going through in just a flow, right? A lot of us want to understand, like, how many of us, this is your first time being to a CincyAI Meetup? How many? Yay! Welcome. Yeah, I think Eventbrite told us we had over 30% repeat people. Like, I think it's actually higher than that because I see a lot of familiar faces in the room. So our flow, how we kind of dive in, what we could do is, if you see always has something to share, we always open the floor, allow them to share anything exciting going on. Quick bite rounds. So what's going to happen when we sit down is we've selected some speakers and they are going to share less than 3 minutes, a quick bite round. And no slides or presentations, just giving a tip, a tool, or ask the community for a question. And so I always love, like, when you guys dive in, when someone up here, maybe AI builders, like, hey, I keep getting stuck in this thing, does anyone have experience? And then you're able to help each other. It's really, really powerful to watch that happen. And then from that, we've got a handful of speakers for that. Then we'll move into Q&A and shout-outs. Jeff, are you in the room? You sometimes see. So Jeff is the one that started the whole shout-outs in one of our meetings. He stood up, he was like, you know what, I just want to recognize a couple of people in the room in conversations that are happening. So we were like, all right, we need to incorporate that every month because it was so cool. So really appreciate that. And then we're going to herd all the cats and do a group photo. And we're going to move everyone to that far wall, and we're going to do it really, really quickly. We're going to do a very quick photo, and then we'll release you to have all the conversations you want. And then some of you may be going to the happy hour across the street. So there is a Maker's Mark happy hour across the street today at the 1819 building. Rob, I saw you somewhere in here. There he is. Rob is the one that is hosting that. And so you definitely want to go check that out because it is Maker's Mark and AI. And you definitely want to check that out. It's amazing. And he's dropping some free tickets to raffle off for Midwest Con in September. And so, yes, exactly. Yes. So going through, I'm going to hand this off to you, Helen, because this I know is near and dear to your heart as well. And we have some of these community members in this room. And can't wait to hear from all of you. So thank you again for taking time out of your crazy busy days to be with us today.
Thank you, Kendra. And part of CincyAI, we think of ourselves as a node in the burgeoning AI ecosystem here in Cincinnati. And the three main ones are the community arm, the UC Digital Futures, and the amazing research that University of Cincinnati does from an academic lens. And there's also the Cincinnati AI Catalyst Group, which is a consortium tasked with the mission to how do we use AI to lift up the entire region so no one gets left behind. We all share the vision of a human-centered, responsible AI approach, and everyone in this room is also a part of this AI community in Cincinnati, whether it's coming from a nonprofit, a business, small business, enterprise business, but we really are at a very exciting time where we're co-creating the future of how can AI really amplify the best of human potential and not replace it. So we're really excited to be an important node and have you be a part of this important community. I was actually going to have my clone, I have a digital clone read this, but she's glitching out a little bit today. But one of her lines that I like to say is, this community is exponential in its impact, and with the power of AI, with the power of people behind it. Okay, for our newsletter, until we get a website, which will be the hub of all information, the best place to get all information about the AI meetups is CincyAI.beehive.com. If you sign up through Eventbrite, you will automatically get added to this email list. And I wanted to take 1 second because a few people have asked me, where do I find this? Where do I find this? You want to make sure to move your emails into your main primary inbox. And these newsletters are long, so I know that they get truncated. And when you open the newsletter at the top right, there's a little button that says read this online. I recommend that. And in the newsletter, we do about 2 a month. One is a reminder and an RSVP. So the next one will come out probably this Saturday as a recap. And in it, you get where to RSVP. You can already RSVP for our May event. You get information about the Makers and Mixers happy hour. A call to donate. We appreciate all donations in addition to our sponsors. There's still a little bit of a gap to cover all of the costs that we appreciate your community. Updates, we got featured in the, Office of Research, our partnership with the University of Cincinnati. And then keep scrolling, you can sign up for Kendra's newsletter. She has one of the best lists of all AI events in the Cincinnati region on her website. And then my newsletter on Creativity Squared. We have a LinkedIn group and directory. This will eventually be porting over to the website to make it more user-friendly. But if you, outside of this is another way to connect with people in the group. And also our LinkedIn group. And if there's any events that you want to share with the community outside the QuickBytes and one in the newsletter, add it to LinkedIn. There's a post that's like, submit your events here. The more you can copy and paste them, or I can just copy and paste them into the newsletter, it's much appreciated. So that's there. We are filming all of the presentations, so if there's something that's like, oh, who was that speaker and what did they say? The videos will be up on YouTube. We also are taking event photos here. These will be ready by Saturday as well. All of the photos from all of our meetups are on Flickr. You can download them, you can share them. The main thing that we ask is to use the hashtag CincyAI, and when appropriate, give a lot of love to the UC Digital Futures building. We also have a section dedicated just for the UC Digital Futures updates. Dr. Kelly Cohen, who might be speaking today, I think, does amazing research on detecting heart disease. He recently got a lot of press from that. There's an upcoming Analytics Summit on later this year with information here, the Explainable Fuzzy Challenge for students. And then we also have community news and updates. So this is if you want something to be added, let us know. And we do have a slide on this, so I won't go into all of the details. And then we also have resources in the newsletter. This is a paid blueprint for writers from Jake Dorn, who came down from Cleveland for our first CincyAI Meetup. The CincyAI Marketplace on 1,000 Zebras, we have a slide on this too. This is Kevin Mackey, who's local, is kind of building like the Angie's list for AI providers in the area to connect businesses and people with different AI providers. We've got an AI online classroom. This is from Chris Brock. This has already over 6,000 different videos for people to learn. Alloy has amazing programming and is promoting this, the gardening program to help companies with 1 to 50 million in revenue to grow even further. And I did see, who did I see? John from Alloy is here, so yes, if you have questions about Alloy and their development and how it can help grow your business, they're here. And then Jeff Henderson, which is usually here, wrote a PDF, 5 Keys to AI Content Creation Success that you can download. And we'll be sure to include Mike, who did the AI for sales before this meeting, into the deck too. We have an artist section with James Grove, who's usually here. James, are you here? The beautiful weather caught a couple people in route. But he's one of our AI video artists and is very proud of this. And then I also have my podcast that explores the intersection of AI and creativity. And Alejandro is a human-centered AI researcher here in the UC Digital Futures building. So that's linked here. And then all of the dates for all of our upcoming meetups are at the very bottom. The photos and videos for each one is linked, and then we pretty much release the upcoming meetup sign up like a month before so that they're here. And then of course, if you have feedback or interested in sponsorship, how to connect is there. So everything you could possibly want is here. It's also, we post stuff in our LinkedIn group, and Irv is one of our new volunteers who's helping us manage that, so we greatly appreciate. And then Kendra and I are super available as well. So if you have any feedback or ideas, we are here for you and for the community. So I just wanted to point that out, because I didn't think everyone knows what all is in the newsletter based on some questions I get all the time. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to do this quickly because I want to make sure to get to the QuickBytes sessions. But I did spend about 10 days in Austin for South by Southwest, which is one of the largest, if not the largest, tech conference in the United States. They had over 1,500, they had a whole track and over 1,500 sessions just dedicated to AI, which just reflects how important it is. And I wanted to just share a few top highlights. This is also on creativitysquare.com if you go to the blog session. And thank you for people who've already reached out on LinkedIn. It's like, I liked your recap and stuff. So if you only watch one video, which I highly recommend, and they're all, the audio or videos all embedded onto the site, is Amy Webb's 2024 Emerging Tech Trend Report. She is a futurist. She has the Future Today Institute, where they do strategic future planning. She's also a professor at NYC, and she has been dropping these trends reports at South by for like 17 years or so. And in her presentation, she said, we're in a super cycle tech trend, and where we're sitting at now is we can't even really imagine all the transformation that's going to happen. And the three things that are converging all at once for this super trend is the Internet of Things, biotechnology, and AI all coming together. And she this was actually one of her more dystopian presentations. She really put up a red flag on the consolidation of tech power in the hands of a few that she called free market techno-authoritarianism, that we really have to co-create and work on the future that we want to build together. It's a really wild look. What has not changed since last year when the AI models were released? If you punch in, what does a CEO look like? There's still a lot of white males, all white males that come back on that. For more of the sci-fi look at some of the tech that's happening right now, they're already using human brain cells to replace silicon for better computing power. So it's like the sci-fi, we're like already living in a sci-fi reality. But I really recommend that presentation. It's a great overview. And then she has the full training report, which is also available for free from her website. This one from Sandy Carter was one of the most highly rated presentations on AI. This is a great beginner one, and she outlined 7 key trends. And one of the things that she said, whether you're nervous or scared about AI, especially if you're in business, you need to switch and be an AI first thinker. And I think the presentation earlier was a great way to start thinking about it from a sales presentation. Her 7 key trends are exponential, multimodal is going everywhere, the experiential age has arrived, everything is being digital twinned, I'm digital twinned, factories are being digital twinned, everything's going to be digital twinned. Tokenization of everything, technical convergence is essential, and AI has brought us new problems. And I forget who, the person I interviewed last week said, with exponential power comes exponential responsibility. So I think that's important to keep in mind. Oh, and crypto is alive and well too for the crypto people in the space. I'm going to skip over this one. I will say humanoids are all the rage right now. There was a demo of one on stage. This is an amazing presentation. Yemi is an artist who got selected to go around the moon with 7 other artists, and this humanoid was actually trained on his dance moves. Right now, I need to research humanoids more, but most of them are being, what's powering them is like ChatGPT and these large language models. We haven't figured out the guardrails yet for them, and now we're putting them into humanoids that move. And I saw on Instagram the other day in Japan that they have fire packs and can fly too, so what could possibly go wrong? Let's see, scroll down. This one was one of my favorite sessions. I actually got to interview Salvador Dali on my podcast this past Thursday, or at least the recreated version on a custom chatbot trained on his voice from videos and from his text. So I highly recommend my interview podcast with him. It was so fun. And if anyone travels to St. Petersburg, Florida, the Dali Museum is there. It's one of the most innovative museums in the world. And they've already done a lot with AI, from a VR experience back in 2016 to using kind of deepfake technology to bring Dali alive for selfies, to now through a surrealist phone with a lobster, you can pick it up and have a conversation with Salvador Dali. So that was very fun. Let's see, NFTs are not dead, blockchain is not dead. So definitely for the artists and people who are paying attention to this space, there's so much revenue generating opportunities and just new opportunities to connect with fans. Violetta, who is a singer-songwriter, said on the panel she was so sick of the music industry and being told, well, at this beat you need to do X, Y, Z in the song because that's what the algorithms want. And she replied, I make music for people, not machines. So she really loves releasing her music on the NFTs. So this one I really, really recommend. She also has some great books. This is a conversation with Dr. Joy. I might not say her name right. But so when it comes, we've already heard a lot that AI bias needs to be addressed in our data and technology. She really is one of the leading voices on this front. And she's also an amazing technologist and artist that's combined them. And we need the four C's for artist: consent, credit, control, and compensation. And as we know, a lot of these large language models have not done that well. And then this one I also highly recommend is breaking the change of colonial algorithms. So we know that there's bias in our data, but actually going underneath that, underrepresented and historically marginalized communities need data sovereignty, and they need to be taught how to build and use the tech to create their own narratives related to AI and technology. So it goes under just what's being trained, but who gets to decide to train it and how that's being used. Tech companies need to be held accountable for unethical data practices. And one thing that's really important too, I have a lot of conversations with a lot of different people building AI. Who's ever building the tools, their values are getting built into it. It's not like a democratic process for these tools. Like no one voted for Sam Altman, but he's changing the course of our industry. So it's just really important to understand who's building, what their values are, and we just need to be more inclusive of Black and Indigenous communities' values too, and have them build their own tools and have control of their own narratives. Let's see. I'll say that one. The metaverse. Who's read Ready Player One? Okay, yay! I love that book. So in the book, if you're into VR at all, this book is always recommended. It's kind of a dystopian future where we've killed the planet and all lives in the metaverse and one metaverse. The creator of that book, who also did the movie, is working with this labs where they're building it's called, what is it, Open, I think, of the Writerverse, which is like basically what the writer dreamt up in the novel. They announced the release of it, so when it comes to connected worlds, this is very exciting, and Metaverse is not dead, it's actually getting way, way more exciting. And then OpenAI, there were two sessions with OpenAI there. One was from their attorney, and then the other was from Peter Ding, who's the VP of Consumer Product and head of ChatGPT. Overall, there was nothing really new said. There was a lot of very PR rushed over everything. And they re-emphasized AI needs to enhance, not replace humans. When asked, should artists be compensated, Peter Ding was like, that's a great question. And then everyone in the audience is like, yes. He's like, well, the audience is saying yes. So there's definitely a lot more to do. And then also, the content credential adoption was mentioned on the attorney one. But generally, because I'm an advocate for content credentials, with the content, Adobe's content credential initiative, there wasn't talked about as much as you thought it would. And for those who is new to that, that's encrypting metadata into content across the web standards, so that you know specifically within imagery what's been touched or not, or any media. Specifically, it's really important when you talk about journalism and disinformation and misinformation and that type of thing. So I went through that really quick, and there were 15 other sessions, on AI, but these were some of my top takeaways and some of my favorite sessions to go to and recommend. So if you have questions, find me after, we'll do the Q&A, but I want to keep the show rolling. Okay, and then a few more announcements before we get up the QuickBytes. Again, happy hour today. It's right across the street at the 1819 building. AMA Ignite, which Tom is here, raise your hand. This is this Friday, and Kendra is speaking, and some other people in this room are speaking. It's American Marketing Association with an emphasis on the customer journey and some programming on AI as well. The AI Rising Conference is May 14th in Columbus, Inertia AI Summit, which is Nexogen, is May 16th here in Cincinnati. I don't think anyone's here from there. And then Midwest Con, which is Rob's conference, is September 5th and 6th. And then MayCon is September 10th and 12th. There's also a subset group that's in the Cincinnati Catalyst and CincyAI that's heading up to Boston, which I get to go to this week, which I'm super excited for. MIT's AI Summit, which is bringing some of the most technical thought leaders and thinkers and builders in the world to MIT for 1 day of programming. So we'll have another debrief after that. And the more technical side will be John and some of the other people going. So more on all the AI news. And then Narratize, this is a all-female funded AI company that we're very proud to have in Cincinnati and part of the CincyAI Meetup. They have a calling all innovators that we wanted to share with you all. If you take their survey, you can receive a $250 gift card and 1 free year of Narratize. So this is a great win-win. If you're interested, the link is here, and we'll also put this in our newsletter. And then also, I mentioned this when I was showing the newsletter, 1,000 Zebras is a new marketplace from Kevin Mackey, who's also here in Cincinnati, to connect people together. And if you want to participate, this is the link, and we'll also include it in the upcoming newsletter. Okay, we got all the introductions done. Who is ready for the QuickBytes sessions? Okay, we're gonna start. I did not see Willie. Is Willie here? Yes, Willie is here. From Play Audio Agency. This is the amazing agency who actually produces my podcast. So I'm so excited. Come on down, Willie. And we're going to talk about how they have integrated AI into their processes for audio branding and podcast producing.
3 whole minutes. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Willie Caldwell. I'm VP of Marketing and Client Engagement for Play Audio Agency. As Helen mentioned, we have the privilege of collaborating with her on the Creativity Squared podcast. It's an amazing project, one that we have been with her since the beginning on, and we are very, very proud to be part of that experience and to share in that experience with her. AI touches a lot of our business. So we are actually a creative audio agency based here in Cincinnati, and we do anything that involves audio and audio technology. So as VP of Marketing, I use AI on a regular basis to help with marketing content ideation. But one of the more important ways that we actually integrate AI is in pre-market testing of our client assets. So we actually have clients come to us that run the gamut from a podcast to a audio advertisement for streaming or digital or terrestrial. And we are actually able to not only create those assets in partnership with the client, but we are able to do pre-market testing on those assets through a research partner that allows us to test various attributes of those assets before they ever go to market. So if a client is actually looking to have a desired impact upon their target market, we can actually predict how a specific audio spot or how music in particular is going to impact that target audience. We have a research partner called Veritonic. They are a research firm that operates out of New York City that provides the fundamental platform that we utilize for that predictive market measuring and testing. But it is one of the differentiators that we have as a creative agency. A lot of people come and talk to us that music and audio and sound can be really quite subjective. And the ability that we have to do this pre-market testing really removes the subjectivity from a very subjective art form that we can then utilize for marketing purposes. So if anybody wants to talk about that, I will be around. And great. Did I come in under 3 minutes?
Good job.
And do we have John Delay here? If so, come on down. I don't see anyone raising their hand or getting up. So we will keep going down the list. Gino, I'm just so bad with names. Is Gino here from RW Bard? No one's raising their hand too. Okay, so we'll keep on going. Joseph Suderman from Icora.
Sunderman, but yeah.
Thank you. Here you go.
I had no idea. Hi everybody, my name is Joseph Sutherland. I'm not a public speaker, and this is my first time talking in front of a group forever, and I'm totally not prepared. I just noticed my name was up here. But anyway, I will go ahead and give you guys a little speech about myself and be more prepared next time. I am an entrepreneur here in Cincinnati. I came down here in 2008 and helped out a break fix company take over Cincinnati Public School contract, which was like a big thing for me, but I didn't want to stick around here and deal with that. I wanted to move on to big things like working in big data centers and things of that nature. So I did that. Got tired of it living up north. Called my friend Max and helped him with his own business. He's like, I'm gonna shut down business and move on because I lost the public school contract. I'm like, you can't do that. He's like, get down here and run it or I'll shut it down. So I'm tired of working big corporate. I'm like, took 3 weeks vacation that I had built up. Came down here, sitting in the back room, and we turned it into a managed service provider. And once we got to a certain amount, I started my own company, and now we manage 40 plus companies, and we went from 500 businesses down to under 50 with the same revenue, and yeah, we're going crazy and loving it. AI came out like right at this right moment, and yeah, so we're excited where we're going. I'll be more prepared to tell you more about our master tech plan and where that's going next time in our creative tech community. If you want to, go to facebook.com/groups/the creative tech, sign up for the group, and follow along. Yeah, so there you go.
Thank you. Okay, and we have Sabrina back up. So come on down. And I will say, when music, the subjective part, we can all agree Beyonce's new album is fabulous. There you go.
All right, I have a question for you guys. Who here, you mentioned your small mid-sized business? Yeah, yes, hands raised, cool. How many of you are, your company's more than 5 years old? Okay, cool. How many of you have proposals, plans, documents, client deliverables that you've done and you've actually built up over however many years, and you're wondering if AI can actually help you with some of those? Okay, I'm going to give you a couple quick tips on how to do that. I like how Helen was saying about we don't want all of your proprietary intellectual property, that really key information. You don't want that going out to central LLMs or central places. You want that assistant to be in your organization for your people to use. But how do you do that in a way that's safe, right? So step number one is get your data in a readable form. So if you've got a document, if you have it on emails, if you have it on a photo on the wall, figure out how to get that digitized and then put it in a way that you can start to have your AI assistant reference it. Yeah, so getting your data ready is key. Number two is getting that private AI assistant. You're going to want to make sure, don't use the central LLMs, but actually take that data and start to train your private AI assistant that can help you with proposals. One company we've been chatting with, they said, hey, if I could train my AI on 25 years of demolition proposals and building projects, and I just have to edit that last 20% without that going out to competitors, that'd be fantastic. So getting that private AI assistant is helpful. And number three is actually training your team how to use it, right? You get some of those prompts, start knowing how to ask it questions, and then make sure that that result that it's coming back to you is something that's acceptable. So again, if you're a small mid-sized company, you're wanting to have an AI assistant that helps you to get those proposals, those statements of work done, those actual client deliverables done in a private way, those are a couple things you can do. If you have any questions about that more, feel free to chat with me. Again, I'm Sabrina Donnelly. I'm the practice leader of Secure AI at Cybercastle, and I'll be around. So that's it.
Okay, Scott Laughlin, there you are. Come on down. There you go.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? Sweet. Hey, everybody. My name is Scott. I'm a systems engineer and the founder of TechRamp. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about AI agents and how they can be leveraged to increase productivity. So quick show of hands, who here has used ChatGPT before? hopefully everybody. If you haven't, go home, try it. Who used image generation tools like Dolly or Midjourney? A few less, but a lot of people here. What about like sound generation tools like Suno? A couple people I see. Okay, but a few less. Um, so when I talk about agents, I talk about specialized AIs that have individual personas, and you could create an agency with these AIs. For example, you give a CEO role, an artist role, a designer role, a programmer role, and you could feed into one of these that can aggregate across multiple services, across OpenAI, across Suno, and this is a way that you can achieve maybe 10x productivity in your workflows. And this is a technology that I've been looking at. In the last month, there's been a lot of development in this space. The CEO of NVIDIA had a speech where he was introducing NVIDIA NIMs, which are like microservices that can be leveraged to do this kind of work. And I think there's a lot of excitement in this particular field. Myself, I've been starting to work with a couple frameworks the last couple months, like Crew AI, or there's AutoGPT, that are emerging to leverage this technology. So if there's any developers that are interested in participating with this, I'm looking to create a website that would make this technology more accessible to the average person. So you can get to a point where you can use these safely and in a good way for your own productivity. So if there's anybody who's interested, please come out. And if there's anybody in the industry working with a software company that wants to try and leverage this data, please let me know. I'm looking to find some partners, so please reach out.
Thank you. Charlie, come on down. And Charlie is also with one of our sponsors, Seven Hills Technology, so we greatly, greatly appreciate you all.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. Can you hear me all right? Good. Okay. As Helen said, I'm Charlie. I'm with Seven Hills Technology, one of the sponsors here at CincyAI. Seven Hills Technology is a software development consultancy. Essentially, we build mobile and web applications for businesses. We've worked with everyone from startups to enterprise-sized businesses and in the public sector. As of late, we're pursuing some of our most exciting projects to date, including some generative AI private chatbots. Brad, our CEO, and myself, the most common inquiry we get when it comes to AI and building custom tools with the businesses we work with is those private AI chatbots. Brad is a great resource with the Microsoft tech stack, Azure toolset, and otherwise. So he could be a great resource in addition to the rest of our team if you guys or anyone in your network are thinking of pursuing something in that realm. Other than that, Kendra and Helen and the rest of the Cincy Tech community have been a great resource for me. I'm new to the tech community, so my goal for 2024 is to share my network as much as possible to help you guys out. So anyone, whether it's yourself or anyone in your network looking to talk to some really smart people, it's not going to be me, but it's going to be everyone I work with. So feel free to come up to me after the event. We'll find some time to chat. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Charlie. Is Cameron here? I don't see anyone raising a hand or starting to come down. Ford, I saw Ford earlier. Come on down. We need Jeopardy music or something for the wrong count we walk. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Hey everybody, my name's Ford, and I'm really passionate about small businesses. My family, we're all entrepreneurs, started companies themselves, have owned companies myself, and if you spend time learning about artificial intelligence and how it's going to transform the world we're living in, I worry about small businesses. I don't know if you feel that way. If you're a small business, it's hard to figure out how to innovate and change your company when the world's going to change so much in the next 10 years. So because of that, I'm trying to figure out how can I help with that? You know, I want to see Cincinnati 10 years from now be seen as an outlier, where they're doing studies on Cincinnati because for some reason the small businesses here have survived and done better it's a healthier community than other cities potentially. And so one way I'm doing that is I'm just trying to have a lot of conversations. I'm trying to meet with a lot of different business owners, understand their concerns, understand things they need, try to help them and connect them with someone who can help them. The other is I'm starting to meet with other advisors like myself who spend time with business owners, and we spend time together talking about trends, things going on in the business world, things that are happening in generative AI, so that we can be the advisors that our customers need right now. So one ask I have right now is if you are or if you have an advisor that helps you work on your company, that meets with you, that would be you could connect me with, so that we can learn from each other, help one another. That'd be amazing. And the other question is if you are yourself an advisor, come and talk to me. I'm the only Ford Knowlton in Cincinnati. You can find me on LinkedIn. And yeah, let's just meet, get people together and help each other so we can improve the success of this city in the next 5-10 years. Thanks.
Is Jeff here from Greater for Great Work Performance? Excellent. Come on down. I love what Ford said, that Cincinnati will be studied for uplifting small businesses and be an outlier. So I fully support that. There you go, Jeff.
Thank you. As I was saying, I think she hates me. How many here know what Fortran is?
Yes.
That's my generation. I have no idea why I'm up here, other than to say I'm Jeff Heineken, Center for Great Work Performance. We don't use AI a lot, although we're starting to. In fact, we just engaged Kevin Mackey is one of our folks who are helping us on our website, as well as a young lady named Tori, who's helping us with a new pitch that we're doing. But quite frankly, what I do, and unlike my good friend Tripp there, I'm not a recovering attorney. And what really caused me to think about this group is the word human. Because whatever we do, I don't want to forget the word human. And I do a lot of pro bono legal work, mainly for nonprofits. And I've been struggling to find contracts that are really human. So if anybody has an idea other than having to pay some AI group thousands of dollars to create contracts that the ones I've seen are not humanly written, you know, we finally got the insurance companies to do that. Let's work on legal contracts for small businesses. I've been a small business advisor. In fact, I'm really intrigued about the Maker's Mark, because at 6 o'clock I get to judge a bunch of business plans for the entrepreneur school over there at 1819. So I don't know what I'm doing here, to be honest with you, but I really enjoy it. And it says AI curious. Sabrina, didn't you get that? AI curious? But thank you for at least introducing myself. And don't forget the word human. We ought to say human to human, not business.
Thank you. Is Jonathan here? Okay, come on down. Yeah, we keep on debating if we need CincyAI or just for humans or Meetup, so it might change soon. Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Pickard. I've been in the data industry for the past 20 years. I started as a consultant to GE Aircraft Engines and Ethicon Endosurgery, and in 2013 started my own firm, Analyzer One. I got started in 2012 by starting up a meetup called, it was originally called Cincinnati BI, but then I renamed it DataSeed. And since the initiation, we've had many technical meetups and also many data socials. The last technical meetup we had in Cincinnati was actually back in 2017, and we discussed deep neural networks before I moved to the LA area for 5 years. I recently moved back to the Cincinnati area, and really happy I did. It's nice to see people outside of a small apartment and in person. At Analyzer One, we take a holistic approach to developing analytical infrastructures. So much of the work that we do not only involves technicals around the cloud, BI infrastructures, and specific analytical techniques, to effectively deliver MVPs to our clients through the optimization of people and processes within the client organization. We call this process the Agile Data Cloud. The development of software and data analytics are distinctly different. The development of software and data analytics are distinctly different, and the integration of agile methods into analytical infrastructures has taken me many years to hone. We've begun to integrate more agile and automatable data warehouse paradigms such as the data vault. Last year, we developed automations on top of Snowflake by automating the creation of data vaults using semi-automated techniques. Today, I'm super excited to announce our partnership with Tembo, effective tomorrow, to take these automations to the next level on Postgres. These will exist as open source extensions to Postgres, and we're really excited to be back in the Cincinnati area. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can sign up to DataSeed, and also you can sign up to DataSeed on meetup.com. And I'm also hoping to push out a blog, which to distribute through this group. All right, thank you.
And congratulations on your partnership too. Carl. Yes, there he is. Okay, I haven't seen him yet. So Carl's from the Cincinnati AI Catalyst Group and is going to give us an update of all the amazing things we've been up to. There you go, Carl.
So it's interesting to see Helen in Cincinnati. I didn't think she actually ever came here. So who's heard of the Turing Award? It's pretty good. So Alan Turing was an English mathematician, and in World War II, the Nazis had something called the Enigma code that people didn't think could be broken. And Alan Turing and his team broke the Enigma code, and it saved hundreds of thousands of lives. So every year, the Nobel Peace Prize of the computer industry is called the Turing Award. And so does anybody know who just won the Turing Award for 2024? Alan does. Okay. So the gentleman's name is Avi Wigderson. He's at I don't remember the name of the institute, but there's an institute in New Jersey where he is, and he won the Turing Award this year for studies in randomness in technology. So congratulations to Avi. Another thing I wanted to mention, last week there was a big event at the Duke Energy Convention Center where all of the seniors at the University of Cincinnati in engineering and applied science presented their capstones. So it was like almost like a convention. And I was a judge, and I actually was the only AI judge that apparently that volunteered. And I judged 6 teams, and they were so good. They were so good. And I talked to the seniors about where they were going, and of the 6, 4 of them are going directly to their PhDs. One of them is going to a master's, and the last one is going to NVIDIA. So some very high quality talent coming out of the University of Cincinnati in computer engineering and computer science. Related to the Cincinnati AI Catalyst, the ecosystem as it stands has, we're reinforcing what that is in the 8-county region. And the catalyst itself is about catalyzation, right? So making things happen. So the catalyst is 40 people, but really we have we have 20 super team members. We have 40 signed up, but really 20 who are really making it happen. There is very specific needs that we have as a catalyst related to the projects that are now activating. I've been able to recruit a couple of program managers to help with the 4 projects that we've activated. I do need a couple more program managers, so if you are a person who's passionate about the 2.25 million people who live in our region and want to make really, really significant salary of exactly zero. But what you get back is knowing how big of a difference you're making for the future of these 8 counties. We have just launched a website, and that website is CincyCatalyst.ai, CincyCatalyst.ai, and there is a section in our website for applying. Of course, you can also stop by and see me. I see Michael Becca's back there, Helen, Rob, Kelly. I'm probably forgetting a few people who are here from the Catalyst. Sorry, but please stop by and talk to us. We are really proud of the projects that we've activated. We're moving forward on bringing AI into school curriculum in the region. We're moving forward on some specific AI risk evaluation that's moving toward actually creating a capability in the region for risk assessment for organizations. Workforce development and inclusion is another effort that's going forward. And then finally, we have also activated a team that is going to establish capabilities so that the startups in the region are much better set up for success in terms of being able to engage the big co's. So we know that there's some very specific barriers to just being able to get over the wall of the big co's, and we're getting started on a very targeted effort to be able to help the startups to be able to engage the big co's in a way that works for the big co's. So look forward to meeting you, and thanks for the support that you have for the ecosystem.
Thank you, Carl. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. We'll do a quick round, 5 minutes of questions. If anyone has questions for me, for one of the speakers, to open up to the room. I know we covered a lot today. So any burning questions to ask anyone here? Everyone's being quiet. Okay, well, if there's no questions, going once, going twice. Okay, well, we'll save that for the networking then. Again, the upcoming dates is Tuesday, May 7th. You can go ahead and sign up. It will also be in the newsletter. It's also on Eventbrite if you would like to attend. Oh, and one thing I meant to mention is for another event, let me pull it up, that UC is hosting. That sounds cool, that I want to share. The XR Lab, which is in this building, that's their extended reality lab, is doing a student project showcase on Tuesday, April 23rd from 1 to 3 p.m. in the second floor lobby. It's titled Human-Computer Interaction in the Age of Extended Reality and Metaverse. If I can make it, I want to go because it sounds super cool. So I also wanted to share that as well. Here's the QR code for our LinkedIn group. Where you can share tips, ask your questions, share your value-added news for the newsletter in there as well. Okay, and thank you so much for all of the LinkedIn love. These are screenshots from our last meeting up until this morning. So thank you for sharing. It really does help get the word out. I have so many people come up to us. It's like, oh yeah, I saw it on LinkedIn. So thank you for everyone who's done that, and feel free to keep the sharing going. If you're on X or other platforms too, we appreciate that as well. So thank you to everyone for helping spread the news about CincyAI. And then again, I saw Morgan from Big Kitty Labs sneak in. So we have Big Kitty Labs here, who's helping build our website and also offsetting some of the expenses, and Seven Hills Technology. So big thank you to our sponsors who help make this possible. And free and accessible. We talk about accessibility with AI, and we want to make sure that this is accessible for anyone who wants to participate and not have cost be a barrier. Again, if you want to donate, you can do that through Eventbrite. If you want to be a sponsor, come talk to Kendra and I as well. Okay, and with that, this is the most fun part of the meeting. No one's gonna get to be a cat herded. Everyone's going to move to the wall, and we're going to take a quick photo and then spend the rest of the time just networking and having sessions. So thank you so much for being here with us today.